Guys, hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are basically going to focus majorly on team project component, that is your component 3 in global perspective. And the major reason why I'm choosing this particular topic for a video on my YouTube channel, because in our live classes we had realized that students are not even aware of the basic elements which are directly given in their syllabus copy. So the current video is basically the complete in detail explanation of what exactly is given in Cambridge syllabus. So without wasting any time, let's get started with the video, but global perspective. And first let's understand the overview of what all is there in global perspective. The first thing is, most important aspect is component 1. You have three component 1, component 2. Component 1 carries 70 marks, which is your written exam, and it will be externally assessed. I have made a separate video for written exam paper, and I'm going to also come up with more such video, especially focusing on how to answer each questions in global perspective. Then the next thing is component 2, which is individual report, 60 marks. Again, there is a specific video allocated for this particular concept as well. So I would request all of you to please go back and watch this video. And today's area of focus is component 3, which is your team project. It carries again 70 marks, which is 35% of your total marks. Now, one of the major misunderstanding in this particular component is, if out of 5 students, if one of the child is not working, then why I should give credit to that child. This is a common mentality I have seen amongst all the students. Now see, understand one thing. The major importance or why you are doing this team project is because you want to build that skill of working in a team. Now you will not always find good workers or good collaborators in a team. Now you as a leader, every child is a leader in a team project. You as a leader, it is your responsibility to make sure that you motivate others to work. Also, sometimes you have to understand their scenario and accordingly work. Now, if you look at the mark scheme also, the breakup also, how the marks are allocated, there are two major allocation of marks. One is your team element. This is for the syllabus starting from 2025 onwards. Okay. So of course the latest syllabus has not yet come, but if you're watching this in 2024, 2025, 26, 27, 3 years syllabus, this rule is applicable for them. So team element carries 25 marks and personal element carries 45 marks. Team element is basically a paper wherein you give complete detail of what you did as a team and what was the research involved, what kind of planning you did, one evidence of action. So always remember, while doing this particular project as a team, you have to remember to collect as many evidences as possible. This is again one of the most common error that I've seen my students also doing, and they come to me at the end for after school help, that how do I do that. Now at that point of time I can't tell them that go back and click videos and photos and all of that. While you're doing the work, make sure you're collecting enough evidences as a video, photographs, a written document, surveys, some research paper, whatever it is. Make sure you have a folder allocated in your Google Drive to store all of that, because at the end when you sit and write your team element, you will need all of that. Okay. So explanation and research and planning must be 300 to 400 words. And then the next part talks about personal element, which carries 45 marks. Now let's say there are 5 students in a team. 5 of you are working together on a single project. Now each one of you will have a different personal element. Team element will be a common copy for all 5 of you. But personal element is your own personal experiences, learnings, whatever you have learned, you are going to share in this particular document. So student A, B, C will have different personal elements, whereas student A, B and C under the same project will have same team element. I hope this part is very clear, because there is a major misunderstanding over here among students. Okay, so each candidate writes a reflective paper on their research, their contribution to the team element. So as I've clearly mentioned right now, your contribution to the team element, that's what you're going to talk about. and their personal learnings. The reflective paper must be around 750 to 1000 words. Again, while I teach my students live and while my team teaches my students live, we are a team of a large amount of Cambridge experts under the institute called as Karishma Atta's Institute. And when we train students sitting one-to-one, hand-holding them to grow in the subject, there are certain important aspects, every single point we break down to them. For example, if you're writing a team element, what should be there in introduction, what should be taken as first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, every single paragraph to establish the flow, structure, and most importantly to adhere to what your examiner expects you to do. Again, I am going to upload a summary video of the same shortly, but for now let's focus on the overall information or understanding you should have for team element. Okay, so I hope team project, I hope team element and personal element is pretty clear to all of you. Now, moving on to the three major assessment objectives that Cambridge looks for a global perspective student. These are design, carry out and evaluate research into current global issues, their causes and consequences and possible course of action. That is point number 1. Use evidence to support claims, argument and perspective. So the first assessment objective only talks about research, analysis and evaluation. Now I have been telling this to many students many times. What is the difference between research and analysis and evaluation? Because there is a major confusion between in the difference of the exact meaning of analysis and evaluation. So when I say evaluation, so whatever you have researched about, you find out the pros and the cons and you weigh the options. How many pros are there, how many cons are there? That is evaluating a text. And when I say analysis, is going beyond evaluation and then giving your own perspective based on your understanding of the pros and the cons. That is nothing but analysis of the text. I hope that is very clear to you. So evaluation, when I say that, that is nothing but weighing the options, weighing the pros and cons, weighing the perspectives. And analysis is establishing your perspective and supporting it with the right argument. Establishing your perspective and supporting it with right argument. With the right argument. Okay, I hope my writing is pretty clear to all of you. So yeah, that was a major difference between evaluation and analysis. And when we talk about research, of course, you have to do a focused research. Don't present scattered information. And yeah, we'll talk about it later on this particular topic. Now, next is assessment objective 2, which is your reflection. This is your personal learning based on your research, analysis and evaluation. That is your reflection. Consider different perspectives objectively and with empathy. So we all are humans. Don't forget that while evaluating any text, you have to empathize over what could have happened, what could be the impact in future, what action you could have taken to prevent that, all of this. So past, present. In present, I would say action you can take. And then we talk about future, what action you can take, or what could be the action taken at national level, global level. So I can say national perspective and global perspective. Okay. Consider how research engagement with different perspectives. That's what I talked about over here. So I hope reflection is pretty clear to all of you. Now coming to the third assessment objective, communication and collaboration. This is majorly assessed in your team project, a very important element. And what you have to do over here is how you have contributed to the team project. That should be explained. How did you solve the challenges that you faced as a team? The differences of opinions. Then how did you sort that out? How did you make sure that your disagreements do not turn into conflicts in your personal life, between your friends. So all of that we talk about in the communication and collaboration. Basically, what efforts we took as a team, as an individual, to make sure that our project is successful. Now, these are the list of topics that you will be working on. And arts and societies, change in culture and communities. Of course, there is a change in syllabus for global perspective. So please make sure that you are going through your latest syllabus copy. Check the year that this particular video is focused for the syllabus. That is all the students who are currently in grade 9. This is for them. Okay. Arts and societies, change in culture and communities, change, climate change, energy and resources, conflicts and peace, development, trade and aid, digital world, education for all, employment, environment, pollution and conservation, globalization, health and well-being, law and criminality, media and communication, migration and urbanization, political power and action, poverty and inequality, social identity and inclusion, sport and recreation, technology, industry and innovation, transport, travel and tourism, values and belief, water, food and agriculture. This is all about the topics that you are going to focus on while choosing the team project. Now, some important terms while we are going through this document is: one, issue, an important subject or problem for discussion. That is nothing but issue. So what is your issue that you are catering to through your team project? That is important. Then talking about perspective, a viewpoint on an issue based on evidence and reasoning. Your perspective, local perspective, national perspective, global perspective, all the perspective means what is the viewpoint from that particular perspective. Research, a systematic, I would like to add a word, and a focused, systematic and focused. Don't scatter the information. This is one of the common error that students do. Please do not scatter the information. Please do not gather scattered information. That is very important. Okay, I'll just quickly drink water. All right. Then evidence, information about global issue that helps to develop understanding. So evidence is basically the statistics, facts and data. Statistics, facts supporting the argument. That is evidence. And what is argument? A series of statements containing reasons and evidence. So I'm saying something that this is true, this is false. Why this is true, why this is false, that is my argument. Now, coming back to going towards the most important area of understanding, that is your team project in detail. So 70 marks, you know that. You have to give 2 documents, team, that is one, your team paper. That is your team paper, team element, and your reflective paper, which is also called as a personal element. So you are assessed on the skills of research, analysis, evaluation and reflection, communication and collaboration. Check. Assessment objective 1, 2, 3. To know more about it, again, go back to that. Now, how the team project works. The team selects a topic from the topic list and identifies a relevant local issue. The team carries out research into the topic and local issue into different perspective on the local issue. So first very important thing is it should be a local issue. Don't pick the project wherein the issue is in some other country. It should be your local issue. I'm not even talking about national issue. You should be able to work on that, right? So it should be a local issue. Very, very important. Based on the research and findings and thorough discussion, the team decides on a course of action they might take to address the issue. So what is the plan? First of all, you should be surveying. Survey could be a part of research, interviewing people to know more about the actual issue, because you have to consider different perspectives. So surveys and interviews definitely helps. One of the very easy way to get to know others' perspective. Then team plans and carry it out. So once you get to know the perspective, you can identify the problem, and then you can maybe devise a plan to take some action at a personal level and how it can be projected to national and global level. The measure of success of their action in addressing the issue. The team also collaborates to writing a planning document that should be there. The explanation of research planning which explain their decisions and planned action. They collaborate to produce the evidence of action, which is your team element. Each individual submits two documents, team element which is common to the team, and then the next is personal element. Okay. Now talking about the explanation of the team element, which is again 10 marks. Each team produces one explanation of research and planning of 300 to 400 words. This is the team's strategic working document, which is added to over time. Typically, this document is produced in 3 stages. So these are the stages 1, 2, 3. The topic chosen, the local issue. You can get to know about it through surveys, the different perspectives, interviews, and please document it. Record the video, document the interviews and the surveys. What each member will research. So delegation of work. Very clear delegation of work. Very clear and documented. Please document it. Don't just verbally do it. Documented delegation of work is important. Team completes the explanation of research and planning with this information. As the project progresses, the team should then clarify the topic, the issue, the action the team will take. So that will again go back to planning. You should plan, outline the plan of action. This is a very important document. So this could be the blueprint. Identify roles and responsibilities of team members. State how they will evidence the action. Identify how they will measure the success of their action. Very important. How are you going to measure the success? I am going to measure the success through, might be I will conduct another interview. Might be in a period of 1 year or 2 years you are doing this project. You will note day 1 this was the problem, this was the statistic, and the last day of your project you can see, okay, it was 50% there was issue, now it is only 20% issue in our local community. And if it is projected to local and national level, it will even what could be the advantage of that. So you have to basically compare before and after over here. Okay, team completes the explanation of research and planning with this information. When team has completed the project, the explanation of research and planning should identify and explain any changes that had to be made. All the document may be presented in a form of simple table. As I told you, surveys, interviews, table, graphs, use such simple ways to represent what you want to say, and that actually shows the examiner that yes, you have in-depth evaluated and you are able to present your analysis very well to the examiner. Okay, all the members in a team must be awarded same marks for explanation, research and planning. Even if one member is not doing the job, it's okay. See, always think win-win. You should get more marks. Focus on that more. Even if somebody else is getting more because of your work, that is okay. Keep that mentality throughout your team project. Don't do that this child is not working, I will also not work. Okay? Okay? Alright. If the word limit is exceeded, the teacher must not award marks beyond the first 400 words. The evidence of action, 5 marks. Now moving on to the next important thing, that is the evidence of action, 5 marks. 5 marks. Now each team submits evidence of action for the team project to show what they have done. Evidence of action can take any appropriate form such as posters, leaflet, web pages, videos. Use social media to create evidence of action also. That is also a very good way of doing that. The evidence of action is something that has been produced during the action. Evidence of action should not include evidence of research or initial meeting to discuss the project. Action is different and research is different. What action you took as a team to create awareness? What action you took as a team to make sure that the project is done perfectly? All the members of the team must be awarded the same mark for evidence of action, which carries 5 marks. Team must submit a video. The teacher must not award marks beyond first 10 minutes. So your video should not be more than 10 minutes. That is very, very important. The next part is collaboration, which is again 10 marks. 5 marks for team and 5 individual marks. The team members work together to select a topic and an issue, agree roles and conduct research. They agree an action and plan and carry out their action. The team collaborates to produce an explanation of research and planning and evidence of action. So collaboration is something Just these are the points you will need to focus on while writing a collaboration paper or giving the collaboration awarded to the students. So one is clear communication, for the between the team members, sharing and developing ideas, agreeing targets and deadlines, solving problems, being flexible when required, dividing tasks between. So just do one thing, note down these points in your paper, and then you will answer each points. Whether you have done this, you can consider this as a very good checklist. All members of the team are awarded the same team mark for collaboration. All individual members of the team are also awarded an individual mark for collaboration. Individual collaboration mark may vary within the team. So you have team mark and 5 individual mark for collaboration, what I did. So here you are going to score marks. If a particular child is not working on the project, leave him or her. Let them do what they want to do. But please focus on your project. Don't be selfish and don't try to say, okay, no, he is not doing, she is not doing, that's what I'll not do. You will be at fault then. You will end up losing a lot of marks. It's okay, think win-win and do that. And try to convince them that why this will help. So here, if it is individual report, you are going to score mark over here in individual marks. Coming to the next part, that is your personal element. So reflective paper, which is for 45 marks. Now here, the important thing is it should be within 750 to 1000 words. Reflective paper is written in continuous text. It should be structured and easy to flow. The candidate may use subheadings for clarity. I'll show you what subheadings you can use and what is the checklist for personal element in one of my further videos. When appropriate, the candidate should use the first person I and me. Present a summary of their own research finding, what you have done in your research paper, how these were or were not used in the team project. So you can say that I figured out this, then we anonymously decided that this thing we are not going to take it up in the team project. That is also okay. Reflect their own learning from the whole experience of the team project, including their learning about the issue and the teamwork and what they learned about themselves. Evaluate how effective the action they carried out was and how effectively they have worked with their team. So, when we talk about personal element, you are focusing majorly on what you did, 90%. Whether it was accepted by the team or not accepted by the team, that is a different issue. Talk about what you did. I will be coming up with a detailed checklist of what should be included, which particular paragraph you can consider writing for which subheading in the further videos. But for now, just understand personal element focus is on your contribution to the team. Okay. If the word limit is exceeded, do not exceed the word limit and waste your time. Try to use more complex sentences so you can convey more in less words, and then you get more marks. And with this, we come to the end of the video. That is, any question, let me know in the comments below. If you feel that this is helpful for you, do consider subscribing. My videos are very long. It is somewhere between 20 to 30 minutes, sometimes even 1 hour. So if you have that much of patience to sit and watch this lecture, do consider subscribing. And one more thing is, try to fast forward the video. If you feel certain part you know already, skip that, go ahead. But I would recommend you to follow that. And if you want to get connected with me, you can consider following me on my Instagram handle as well. Until then, bye-bye. See you in my next video.